All right, and welcome to the Braver, Newer, Worlder podcast. Today is April 7th in the year of the apocalypse 2026. With me, as always, we got Mr. Chronic and the human who identifies as AI. And tonight's kind of a landmark for us because we are hitting double digits. Tonight is our 10th episode, and it is the first time we are going to have a guest on the show. And that guest is a friend of ours. We call him Rocky. He's a local celebrity in the Charlotte area in the biking world, mountain biking world, and he goes by his hashtag RAMFB. And Rocky, I just want to give you a few minutes if you want to chat about that and tell everybody what the hell that's about.
Ride 'em up. That's basically stands for ride a motherfucking bike. It happened years ago when I was riding to work every day, and there was a guy named Leisure McCorkle who used to see me riding to work, and he's like, "Rocky, what are you doing?" I'd be like, I mean, the obvious captain is like, I'm riding a motherfucking bike, and that was it all the time. It was like a captain obvious thing, and then it later on years past. I always, I've ridden bikes with a lot of people, but the person that really seriously taught me how to ride was basically Brad Gardner, who is he's one of the hombres. He's one of the really OGs of riding. But I skateboarded for 30 years before all this, and it just made sense to cross over from skateboarding into riding bikes because it seemed like there's transition everywhere. Yada yada yada. I don't want to go on a tangent, but the whole idea of riding motherfucking bikes was basically when I started the webpage and all that was just to let guys know, like, I'm 55. I don't. How old are you, AI?
55.
And
I'll be 50 in July.
I'll be 56 in July 2nd. So you're right behind me, aren't you?
Yepper.
Yeah, it was just riding bikes, man. I mean, I love riding motherfucking bikes. I mean, that's what it's all about. But it was to the guys who were in our generation in the 50s who, we went through the 90s. The 90s were the greatest times, man. I honestly love the 90s. Like, it was skateboarding. I'm just going to be secure with this thing and say I was in a business for 4 years where I got to see naked women dance on stage and I got paid. What did you do? Everybody's like, that's the greatest job ever. No, you have to be a fucking psychiatrist. It happens. I understand. But it paid for my skateboarding trips and paid for my habits. I passed all that. But the bicycle really saved my life. And riding a motherfucking bike saves my life every day. And I feel like people need to get out and ride and pedal more. And just saying all the criticism toward the e-bike scenario. I used to feel negative about it a lot, and now I'm just like, whatever floats your boat, man. Whatever wets your whistle, lady, have at it and pedal. If it makes you feel good about climbing up a hill and not having to work for it, go for it. But me, I'm doing it on single speed. I like to fucking kill myself. We're sadistic like that. Single speeders, we don't give a fuck, I mean, it's no offense to anybody else,
Not at all. You guys are pretty much known as the psychotics of the biking world, as far as I'm concerned.
There's a bunch of them out there that just don't know about it, and it's just like we try to educate people. Like, remember when you were a kid and you got on your first bicycle? Guess what? It was single speed. It had a coaster thing on the back, like that. The way the brake was, it looked like a shoe or like it looked like a Nike symbol, and it was attached to your frame. And it just makes sense, man. Just to get out there and the whole ride a fucking bike thing. It really took off away when I kind of connected with you again, Josh, when you wanted me to do the podcast in the first place, and we did hey, my name's Rocky. This is what I like to do.
I've got that video. I'm going to put it in I'll put it in the edit for sure.
Hey, I'm Rocky and I'm a cyclist.
Southwest. Gonna try it. Sounds like fun.
I've been riding for 10 years or so. Before that, I spent about 30 skateboarding. It was a different lifestyle. I will share with you my experiences on a bike and my life experiences. Now, the RMFB stands for sending positive energy and giving you a feeling of I can instead of I can. Because you can if you try. Some kind of get the RMFB and some don't. But I believe that in the end, you will see that the RAMFB is not about me, it's about you. So on this I say, enjoy the ride with me on the RAMFB.
Thank y'all for watching Ride a Motherfucking Bike, and we'll see ya out in the trail.
Sure.
Yeah, I sound like I'm sounding like Bob Barker, like on for The Price is Right. It's just I heard it. I let some people hear it, like, no, that thing sounds cool, and I'm like, that's because I was a DJ for so long and I talked on the microphone so much. It's like it was insane. But the bicycle really did. Out of everything else, the bicycle saved my life. It bring me hope and it bring me joy, and it still does to this day. It's a shame that people don't get it to feel that, because the generation of now doesn't understand that you need to get off the computer. You need to get away from something, get outside, grab a bicycle go for a walk, go for a hike, even if it's a mile. The feeling you'll get after, you'll want to do it again and again and again and again. And I've always been an outdoor person. I'm not like a full, like Josh, like the Chronic up there. He's just like full on, hiking, and he's all about that. And I love that. I've been so city, I guess I don't know what the thing is, city, whatever. And it's just it tortures me because I'd like to go to the mountains and ride, and I barely ever do. And the only place I really ever go is Mountain Creek. And the reason why I like that is because it's a single speeder's paradise. It's fast, it's flowy, and you can just unload your wheels and feel the ground. And you know long story short, ride a motherfucking bike, great thing. One other thing, and I'll shut up, is I know I'm running a tangent. We were the Womp Rats. I called us the Womp Rats in the beginning when we were working on BYT, when we all met. I met Burton, I met Coin, I met Todd, and I met Josh. And Hubs was somewhere hanging out back there somewhere. And he was, I'd met him, what he was going to do with BYT. And we came in, we're like, we're going to build jumps. And at that time, Sorba wasn't letting us build anything over, I think, 24 inches or something like that. And then
3 foot.
here comes Burton and Chronic and Coin builds a ladder drop, and I'm just like, fucking perfect. It opened the gates to everybody, and we kind of bring that into a scenario. But there was other people that were working on it too, like Leaf Life, who built most of. They didn't build most of it, but he really did a fantastic job for doing what he did for Whitewater. And that dude got fucked. And Whitewater can eat a bag of dicks just like Donald Trump and fucking ICE. I'm just saying, the
Wow.
end. Yeah,
Here we go. Then we're off.
And we're off. So
How
that's
you
about it.
feel?
That's all I'm saying. But there's equal opportunity for everybody. It doesn't matter. I mean, I live in the LGBT community over here in Plaza Midwood. I fucking love where I live. The cyclist community is huge, and they get it. They understand what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be a preacher. I'm not trying to get on my pedestal and preach the gospel of cycling. I just want people to enjoy low lives and live the best they can in their own life, and enjoy what might brings them joy. If it's painting outside and or doing something, just you got to breathe life. Air is an opportunity. Take advantage of it. Breathe it. Take it in. Don't take it inside a fucking square box for 48 hours a week.
Well, I gotta say,
That's
Right.
all.
I
That's all I
know
gotta
you
say there.
guys. I know you guys went through a lot of shit, when building BYT, but it was very surprising for me to hear that they didn't allow features over whatever you said, 3 feet. Because isn't that dragon back feature down there, which is was like a 2x6 that was like 9 feet in the fucking air, like.
But it was illegally built before the before
that
the
was.
trail.
And then
was,
there was that other. They built that other skinny that. Oh, I about broke my kneecap on. Like went up the hill and then down the hill, and it was all slippery and shit. And oh man, that place was crazy. Like, it was
That's
so much
where.
fun. It
That's
was
funny
definitely
because
right at your own risk.
there was a
Yeah.
cat from Croatia or Bosnia, Mirza, and
Yeah, Mirza.
he got hurt on that dragon one, and he got fucked up real bad. Went home, got stitched up, came back, and did it again. That's core shit. And he's a trip too, man. Mirza gets the horns every day.
The only person I ever
Yeah.
saw do it was Alex.
Yeah, he was a badass. I did it one time. We sessioned it one day, and I managed to get it one time, and I was done. I called
That
it.
was a
I
fun
said,
section
"Good."
of the trail. Yeah, that was a fun section of the trail going into that.
Skinny loop.
Was
The old
that was
skinny loop.
that was dope. I enjoyed that. I
Well,
enjoyed BY.
Rocky, what do you think about Charlotte as far as like biking friendly city? Like, has it gotten better or worse? Because we've been here for I've been here for going on 30 years. I don't know about you guys, but we've seen this place grow up.
Well, I think the communities, you're going to have the same opinion from everywhere. Goddamn cyclists taking up the road, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Well, pay attention. We get, I understand your point of view, and I get it. but they're trying to survive as you are trying to survive to get your home. And I understand that when the roadies, the spandexkins, they take up like, pretty much they get like three wide or two wide. I
Yeah, this
get
ain't
it.
the Tour de France, people. Come on,
Yeah,
let's move it
well,
along.
but a lot of those guys that do that are in the morning times at 5, and those guys are strong riders, and they're usually riding like the Ore Road ride. You know what I'm saying? Like those cats, I fully understand, but it's just I respect all cyclists. It doesn't matter, e-bike, single speed, BMX, unicycle. It's just the community's embracing the Greenway a lot more because it goes to South
There's a
Carolina.
lot of that in Charlotte, man. That's
Yeah,
really great.
and it's
Love it.
connecting to all over. I think it's the Carolina Thread, Josh. Is that right? And that
Yep,
connects like
Carolina Thread
12,
Trail.
1,200 miles. It's supposed to go to Gastonia, Kannapolis, Concord, obviously, and maybe further up.
Eventually, I think they want to connect them. Like, there's ones that go into DC, that go up into Pennsylvania, and
Yeah,
that's kind
yeah.
of like, we had our little call, like test call, to make sure everybody could get on and whatnot. And we were talking about this shit, and I was like, well, damn, man, I hope like Rocky doesn't like call me a fucking poser or something when I buy my e-bike. But like,
No, I'm
if I
not.
can like
No, I don't.
bike,
I'm not. I've never hated on an e-biker, dude, at all. Period.
okay,
Not
cool,
once.
okay,
I
because
mean, I
like
don't because it's. Yeah, I get it. I understand totally, man. Thank you, Alexis.
the thought of leaving Charlotte for a weekend on a bicycle with a little pack on the back and like stopping at some Airbnbs for 2 or 3 nights and going up to DC and back on a bike is like a baller adventure for me right now in my 50s.
It's like the
Well, I
Appalachian
mean,
Trail for biking, right?
yeah. Well, the thing you need to do is if you decide when you do that, make sure you have like they have these packs that you can put your phone on and charge your phone without having to plug it in now. And I saw one the other night. I was like, wow, that's
Yeah.
kind of neat. And
But I'm just
even
saying,
like
I
I
would
think
definitely be
these,
doing that on an e-bike because just to
yeah,
save the
well,
calories. I don't, I want to be able to stop along the way and see some things. I'm not trying to burn all my
yeah,
calories pedaling.
you don't want to die, or you don't want to be out there and your battery dies and your e-bike
Charge card.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
what we're
like
talking about? Charge
yeah, that's
card.
what I'm talking about.
Keep your
And just
keep
take
your
your
phone,
time,
keep your
enjoy your
stuff
ride,
charged.
man. Isn't that what's the one? What's the Virginia Creeper? Is that the one you were gonna do?
I'm
Is
not
that the
sure of the. I
the
just know that
Creeper
they've got a
Trail,
lot of these
Virginia?
what they call rails to trails up in Western Pennsylvania, where I'm originally from, and they're connecting a lot of the stuff, and those things are getting down into DC. So
Okay,
there's a
yeah.
lot.
I
I've seen a
thought that
lot of this
connected to
kind of
that.
movement. I've seen a lot of this kind of movement across the country when I was working and stuff. So it's kind of nice, and I dig it. And it's just a new form of, like you're just saying, like getting out there, man. Enjoy the fucking world. Ride a bike, take a walk. I don't care if you got to
It's
take a fucking hot air balloon. Just go get outside for a minute.
it's a fine
Meet
way
some
to
people.
meet people. Exactly.
Right on.
To be not to be social on. I have 3,000 friends on my Facebook, like, or whatever, and you only know maybe 4 of them or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
It's like when you meet people you have something in common. We all have something in common when we ride, and it's the idea of like getting outside, enjoying what we're doing.
Parents' generation.
Yeah, I want to hear this. Go ahead.
Talking
Yeah.
about in real life versus texting. They're in their 70s, and my uncle and his wife are in their 70s, and they come to visit. My uncle and his wife come to visit my parents. So here these 4 people in their 70s are on their phones playing spades together on their phones.
That's
Not
classic.
interacting.
They're 70s. I could see that if they were 20 or
That's
something.
real poker.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, are they interact? I assume that they're not talking to each other because
Not much.
if you're playing on your phone, but talking with each other in the game that you're playing on your phone, that's not a bad idea. That's not
They
different
are a
than sitting at the
little, 'cause
table.
they're playing the same game,
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just
Wow,
I
that's
found it
wild.
weird. Yeah, I found it weird.
You say I'm a weirdo. You're not
No,
alone.
no, that's
No.
weird. Well, here we are, as we've always talked about. So I get like a little bit of a background, Rocky, like where this all started. Like the 3 of us, me and Chronic and AI, like we had been talking about this for goddamn like 2 years now, right? Like we'd been like, oh, we got to do a podcast, we got to do this, we got to all right, what's it going to be about? Like we don't know. It's going to be like funny, blah, blah, blah. And then like the election kind of went a certain way, and then like nothing really felt funny anymore. So we kind of had to like pause and like regroup, and they're like, Then we just decided, fuck it, we're just gonna start doing it and see what happens, and like started talking about all kind of nonsense and whatever was on our minds, and we hit like one tangent after the other, and I don't know, we kind of seem to be settling into some semi-tangential current events, I would say. Like, right, we talk about some things, and then we kind of see, we see where it goes. And like as we're coming into this tonight, we've kind of always said like we can't keep up with the fucking crazy shit that's happening in the world. Like we could do a podcast daily, and we could not keep up with the crazy shit that is happening in this world right now. Right. And as we're like here tonight, we are like on the verge of the leader of America tweeting, I'm about to fucking genocidally eliminate an entire country.
I think he's called it off. I think I saw where he called.
Well, then the generals were saying, yeah, we can't do that.
Okay, good. Okay.
That's the part that's very, very, very illegal. And then, surprise, surprise, I think the Israelis might have bought him another 2 weeks of his big mouth. So, just so you know, we're recording this literally on the verge of a possible apocalypse. And
2027.
that was kind of like we said. We couldn't keep up with the crazy, so we're just gonna kind of do our own thing. We're gonna talk about whatever. And a few things I wanted to bring up since the last time we talked. A couple things I learned, or we all learned. We learned that Tiger Woods can't drive worth a shit, especially when he's had a drink or two. Like that motherfucker will roll a vehicle. He won't just tap into a wall. Like he will roll that shit. And he's rolling high performance luxury vehicles, right? Like,
Did you see the video of him in the back of the car?
no.
You got a video. Now you guys see this one.
All
That's
right.
hilarious. It's
In the back
terrible,
of the
but
car?
in the back of the police car.
Oh.
He's got his head back like this. He's looking up. He's like, he's Space Cadet 99, dude. He's out there.
Jesus.
Yeah, it
Well, it's like
happens.
if you had that kind of money, wouldn't you just have a driver? Wouldn't you just have somebody that held your weed and drove you around? Like for
A
fucking
driver
real?
or 3 wood, one or the other.
Well, I would definitely have Morgan Freeman driving Miss Daisy, because I'd be like, Morgan, where are we going today? I don't know, Miss Daisy. Yeah, he should have had somebody driving him around.
Since our last episode, I learned what a drewski is. You
I
guys don't know?
Explain.
What's a
Drewski. I know a Brewski.
Enlighten me.
Drewski is a
Yeah,
personality.
Brewski.
It's a social media. He is a social media content creator, and he does skits. And I recognized him from, I think, like a T-Mobile commercial. I'm like, okay, and then I put the two and two together.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, it's like some colorful hair, light-skinned black dude, and he does these crazy funny skits. Well, he did a skit titled like How Conservative Women Act, and Erica Kirk took exception to it. So if you guys, I mean, this is kind of it's one of those things that's got so funny because we're all in our 50s. Like this was like all over the place for a while. Like this was big internet news, and it's kind of one of those things. Every once in a while, when shit like that happens, I will purposefully wait and not go see the actual thing, and I just want to watch the reactions for a few days just to kind of see what's going on, like see how people react first and then go back and watch it. And it's hilarious. You should actually watch the video. The skit is hilarious, and the fallout and the things that have happened since. Erica sent him a cease and desist letter, which he promptly posted online because her fucking header, like her letterhead of her shit, says Erica Kirk, widow, mother, leader. Like the douchiest shit ever. And as we just went through with Afro Man, we just talked about this with Afro Man. There ain't shit she can do about it. But it's
Freedom
got
of speech.
Yep, and it's got the maggots all up in a tizzy, and blah. You seen a grieving widow? Yeah, I've never seen a grieving widow standing in front of pyrotechnics celebrating, with a merch table off to the side. But anyway,
I think when that shit happened, it happened like when all. See, this is the thing I talked to you guys about last night. I don't like talking about shit like that, but shit, when you mention shit like that, I think she glorified, like, not even 2 days after, dude. And that was like, really? That's how you're going to mourn? Like, no, that shit didn't work for me, man.
it's very typical.
I feel bad. Yeah.
certainly, you know, look, I feel bad for the family, the kids, and the
I feel bad for
loss.
the kids.
Sure, I can certainly say that, and I can also say that, look, your parents were not the nicest people and did not conduct themselves in the greatest ways. And you know, it goes back to like this. It's always like this Republican playbook: never let a tragedy go unmilked. Like they milk a tragedy for everything it's worth. So he gets killed, however that happened. You know, whatever, blah blah blah. And so now she has since milked it for everything. So part of this whole fallout with this skit was somebody took the image of Drewski in makeup as his character in this skit and they put it in the Grok AI, the Elon Musk one, right? And they said, Grok, who is this? And Grok spit back, this is Erica Kirk, blah, 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 and like the little bio, right? And then she claimed that her kid or kids saw the video and didn't know it wasn't her. Like they thought that was mommy. And she flipped out again, like lashing out at him on social media. And I'm like, well, bitch, maybe if you spent some more fucking time at home with your kids, they know what the fuck you look like and they wouldn't be goddamn idiots. You know, that's just me. That's just one opinion. So, and it is like still, like she's still trying, like I saw something this morning. So there's like this fallout. And I was willing to bet that at least 2 of the 3 of you had not heard about this in any way.
I had not.
We had texted about it. Yeah, I was familiar with it. I was like you. I had not watched the video yet.
Well, it's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Like it's really funny.
AI
Is it really?
AI is pretty funny on shit, dude. Especially when they do the gorillas in the wood and they have a,
Oh no
a character.
This is not AI. This is not AI. This
Is
is
it?
makeup. This is a person doing special
Person in
effects
reality,
makeup and
yeah.
doing
That's
a skit.
hilarious.
In reality, doing a skit.
Yeah.
And this is apparently what he does, you know. And because he's a black guy, but I think he had said he like has like a white grandfather, he's getting shit for doing whiteface. So now,
Oh my God.
Jake
That a
Paul is
thing?
going to do a skit in blackface as kind of a, and my whole thing is, fine, go ahead and make sure it's fucking funny.
Better be.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because if it ain't funny, it ain't fucking funny.
No. And that's
Yeah,
just racist.
It's out of taste.
And it's just
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
racist.
Yeah,
Right,
it's just
exactly.
fucking wrong. That's like I'm saying, like the
Maybe not
AI.
racist, but wrong.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We don't need.
A lot of
Right,
people
you
get
don't-
offended by a lot of shit like that.
If you release your skit and people judge it on its content, don't lash back that they just don't like you because you're doing blackface. If you go out and you put out a fucking dog shit piece of skit that's just not funny, and you know,
Yeah.
apparently we're right around the corner from seeing that, so it's still to be judged. But I saw the Drewski skit and it's fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. Like, you know,
You might have to send me a text on that to watch that because I might get a
no,
tickle
you
out
just
of
go, you just Google Drewski skit, you'll find it in a minute. Like it was everywhere.
It's
I
everywhere.
saw
I
another
haven't watched it
comedian.
yet.
Another comedian shared video of Erica's like first meeting with the organization after he was killed, and her voice is just almost celebratory. Well, good news on our numbers. I want to thank everybody for whatever you were working on for Charlie. Go ahead and forget that. We're moving on. We're doing it. Like, what the fuck is this all about? It was just bizarre. Just bizarre.
Yeah, it's just all about the grift, man. It's all about the money. It's all about the brand. It's all about that bullshit. And nothing about it feels authentic. I'm sorry your husband's dead. I'm sorry your kid's dad's dead, but he wasn't a great dude. You
Yeah,
know?
it was
So I'm
like,
not
you
going
know,
to
we're
glorify
sorrier
somebody
than
after
she
they're
is,
fucking dead.
like we
So
I'm
feel
just gonna
she is
say
just
about this whole thing is as long as we got Keith Richards, we're all right.
right on.
He's still kicking. Keith Richards.
He's not worried about nothing.
Well, and so like I mentioned earlier, like the third thing, we got our first official hater. And I'm going to see if I can.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's see it.
Yeah, buddy. So let's see
Now,
here if I can.
took so
Just
long.
before we start, and not to, but like, I kind of like, I don't know where you got the comment or whatever, but I like the idea of the Rogan should have not reading comments or responding.
Oh, I definitely want to read this comment. I'm sharing the screen right now. I hope you guys can see this. But so this, yeah. So we got a comment off. This is off of YouTube. Okay. So the modern day three, he says, you guys are the modern day Three Stooges. I heard that you're a bunch of morons working for the Chinese. Now go fuck yourselves. Right? To which I replied, you heard about us? That's fucking awesome. Thanks, Glenn.
That's the best response.
So this is Glenn.
Wow.
This is Glenn. And what Glenn likes to do for his 9 subscribers is he likes to create music playlists. Okay. And he has quite a variety. You know, he has quite some eclectic choices here. And I can't hate hard on anybody that's got Mad Season in their fucking list for real. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
Mad Season's
solid
cool.
music.
Yep.
you know,
Mad
he's got
Season's
some good
awesome.
stuff. He's
Yeah.
got some stuff I never heard
Phil.
of. So yeah,
Some Phil
welcome, Glenn.
Collins there.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers. Cheers,
Yeah, we
brother.
don't have to
Love ya.
return hate with
Thank
hate.
you.
Yeah, right. Like dude. Whenever I even first considered putting things online, I was like, I really just want to be famous enough to generate haters, because that's when you fucking made it. And I didn't think it was going to happen this early. But the cool thing is, and I'll share it back again. Like I just checked it this morning.
Okay.
Since then, we actually managed to get a few other. I don't know what some of these mean, but somebody said as dumb as they look. So bad grammar
Fair enough.
aside, they just, but I just wanted to recognize Glenn as our first and, welcome him to the podcast.
That's all. If they weren't interested, they wouldn't be watching.
Right.
You could turn it off, or you can watch the whole way through. You can join the
Exactly.
dumbass squad and be part of it.
The psychology behind it is what cracks me up. It's like they can't just see it, acknowledge it, and move on. And you see that all over the internet, right? Like they can't just do that, right? Because something inside them is just going, I have to say something.
I got to express
Let me
myself.
tell you, Mean Gene. It's like, yeah, it's the whole thing.
So I'll give you an example. So one of the sites that I follow on Facebook is a trans site, and it's called Out of Context. And it literally is like before and after pictures of people who have transitioned, right? Now, I'm not physically attracted to every one of these people in either one in like these kind of ways. I just celebrate their choice to live their life the way they want to, right? And this is like, man, you have to like find some of this stuff, right? So first thing that I noticed and that I was present to inside of this was like, this is a really beautiful way for people to kind of express themselves and share themselves. And there was like just these like fucking haters and trolls in the goddamn comments, like making the most just like elementary fucking shitty comments about these people, right? They're not even like original. It's like, oh, it's a dude, or just something like that. And I'm like thinking like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on here? And when I get that these people are operating from like this elementary school mentality of like pulling the girl's hair to like show them that they like them and like pinching and doing all that stuff, I'm like, why in the world would you seek this out if it was truly something that you did not agree with? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's not something that they don't truly agree with. It is something that truly intrigues them, truly like piques their curiosity, and then their fucking shame button kicks in. And now it's like, they're not here because they hate it. They're here because they like it. But the shame creates the comment. Like they can't just be like, oh yeah, great, good for you. They have to say something horrible as a guise for them being over there checking it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That reminds me of the first time I saw the first time Poison put out an album. I thought they were chicks, and I was like, dude, these girls are hot. And they were like, no, they have Adam's apples. So I was like, shit, they're dudes, and they're part of the whole glam rock scene.
Dude, that's the 80s. Like we've mentioned our buddy Grant a couple of times in episodes, and he had the same situation. Like two of his best friends brought him like the Motley Crue. Oh, what was it? Which album was it? Like Too Fast for Love, or one of their albums, and they're like, they showed it to him, and then he's like, "What are you fucking faggots?" That was because that was the word back.
That was their first one. Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with this? And like, no, dude, listen. He's like, that shit will change. That shit changed his life.
That was before a Shout of the Devil. Even when they played Shout of the Devil, yeah. It was like, yeah, wow.
Yeah, dude, the Look What the Cat Dragged In album with the four corners of them, like,
yeah,
it was as glam as it goes.
Yeah, that was like, well, you could thank New York Dolls for that. Like, yeah, Iggy,
exactly. That's where like the 70s glam.
And you could go David Bowie, dude, full on, dude, right on. Yeah.
That's my guy.
I'm still
Whole fucking
struggling with you
collage
saying
of sound.
Sting was in a punk band.
Who?
Oh yeah, the Sting.
What?
Like that's what was selling back in England at the time. Like he wasn't. Nobody was making melodic. I mean, what the Police did. You got Stuart Copeland is one of the baddest ass drummers on the face of the earth. They damn near played like jazz rock. Like it didn't, when they finally found themselves. But yeah, they were just trying to fucking sell albums back in the day. And punk in England was where it was at, man. If you knew 3 chords and you could write some shit, like you could make a career. But when you're intellectually way ahead of that music, you wind up being the Police.
There was 2
Yeah.
bands like that. There was Who Am I? Pete Townsend, The Who. They were original punk,
Yeah.
dude. Smashing your guitar on stage. Fuck you, dude. Move out the way. Hold up. And then the Kinks, dude. The Kinks were fucking rad, dude. They were like, I don't want to put them up there with Oasis, but that's another fucking frazzled band that I kind of like a little bit, not too much. I like how they put shit together. But The Who, yeah, The Who was rad, dude. The Who was sick. And then, full on. Yeah, like what we were just saying is the Police were part of it seemed like a lot of those guys were tailcoating from the Sex Pistols and that whole movement. But even before the Sex Pistols, there were other bands, and even while prior to, like a band called Wire, which had an album called Pink Flag. If you ever get a chance to listen to it, it's badass. And then there were bands like obviously the Who, the Kinks, the Ramones. Jesus Christ, how could we forget about Joey? And that was just like, and then here comes the alternative scene, the 80s, Kajagoogoo, Culture Club, Police, The Cure, the Smiths, everything was just like flowers and everything. And it was
That was
just like EA's emo. Yeah, but still, they were still tailcoating on that. And then punk rock hit New York City and Detroit.
I think you missed a few inside the transition there. Inside the 70s, you said you would have had Genesis, would have been more of that alt, that got them there. Yes, and some of those more alt bands.
Oh yeah,
you bring up
Rush.
Yeah, sure. And you bring up a good point with the Who. I mean, they had all the elements. They had amazing songwriting, they had a blistering guitar player, and they had a fucking drummer who was goddamn insane.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had him, and then Zeppelin had
Bono. John Bonham.
Bono.
John Bonham.
Bonzo Bonham.
Bonzo, yeah.
Bonzo.
I would have loved to seen those two play side by side, do like just a war of fuck, like, that would have struck the gods of thunder down.
I
think Keith Moon would have probably passed out before Bonham.
They
would have both been drinking the whole time.
They were hanging out with Joe Walsh.
No. So the story goes, Keith Moon was the bad influence. Keith Moon, like, when he met Joe Walsh, he just immediately loved him and just like put his arm around and said, "All right, buddy, here we go." And as Joe Walsh tells the story, they went out drinking one night, and Joe Walsh comes to on a fucking plane, and he looks out the window and sees the Eiffel Tower. And like, we have had some nights, like I've had some nights with most of you here drinking, like, and we never got close to the Eiffel Tower.
No, not left the state.
Like, we're like, hey, let's run to Nashville and go to the fucking Peel. Like, that's about as wild as we're gonna get.
Definitely left a city, but not a state.
I've left the state and gone to James Brown's bar in North Augusta. I guess that's where it's at. Came back from a Clutch show. My buddy Marty's like, let's go. There's a party going down. David Peel's birthday. And I was like, all right, cool. Where are we going? North Augusta. And we usually call it Slut Augusta. But we go down there and we show up, and James Brown's bar, they serve OEs, like big OEs. And that was it. And it was one of the best times of my life, was going down there for that. It was amazing. I don't remember it, but I do remember sleeping in the back of a truck because I had passed out in somebody's truck. How many times have you guys done that? If you've done more than 5, raise your hands.
Oh, passed out in the back of a truck?
Yeah.
Shown up.
No, you have no idea whose truck it is.
Oh, probably only once or twice on that one.
I've done it a few times. It's terrible.
But yeah, the truck bed is a safe place to crash, bro. Like, that's a nice place to go.
It's good to be king. Yeah, it's fine. It is always a nice place to go. I'm safe. Just don't put the keys in. I'm good.
So I joined late. Am I missing something, Chronic? Are you on the Artemis? It looks like space in the background, and your side frame has this kind of space shuttle kind of feel.
That's hilarious. It's Space 1999, Josh.
Chronic is so high tonight. I'm coming to you live from the
Yeah,
Artemis space mission.
that's
he
awesome.
just circled the
2001,
moon.
a space entity.
Yeah, he's
I've-
gonna whiplash
I've been
his
on the
ass
dark
back.
side of the moon for hours, for months, just waiting for everyone to catch up to me.
You're not
That's-
that. You're in the alien ship waiting.
Well done.
That's
Well, I
pretty friggin' cool.
feel like
It's
after
amazing.
oh, go ahead, finish it up.
I was just gonna say this is tongue in cheek, but it's amazing that we're going to this extent now with AI around to fake another moon landing.
They're not
I'm
even trying to
kidding.
land. They're just
I
going
don't-
around it.
Yeah, just circling it, and I don't necessarily. I mean, I think true. Whatever. Like I think we've been on the moon. It's possible that we faked probably one of the landings, but then eventually I think we got there. I don't think this is fake. I support the people that are doing everything to make this fucking thing happen. Let's talk about being an explorer and going out there and doing this shit. You know, it's amazing. I was just making jokes, but
Would you go if you had the opportunity to go into low Earth orbit or anything like that? Would you take it? Would you go on a rocket and just go for the experience?
low Earth orbit, yes. The moon, I don't know.
I'd have to go. I'd
that'd
have
be
to. I
cool.
could not say no. I could not say no.
Right? That's either the best way to die or the greatest way to come back and have a story to tell.
Astronaut was
Right.
my first choice, and then pilot, and then they said, "Hey, you're colorblind," and I was like, "Well, fuck. I guess I'll just be an alcoholic."
We had a lot of stuff unfamiliar, Josh.
But yeah.
Yeah, I
What
could
about
not say
y'all?
no. Well, okay, so here's the really question though. Now, would you do the Mars trip? Would you go knowing you're not coming back? You're dying on Mars. You're gonna be one of the first, but you're dying there. There ain't no doubt about it. Couldn't do it. That'd be a tough
Dying
one.
on Earth. Dying on Earth. Born and dying on Earth, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't really have that like pull to have to do it, and I got a kid and stuff. Now I got too much. I'd rather do it here.
What
So,
if your
I
yeah.
just
kid
watched
goes?
I just watched Star Trek to do that for me.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, on that note, I feel like I have to wrap up the crazy off the rails shit that happened on our last episode. Rocky, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But
None.
all I'm gonna say is, I had the hardest time editing the last episode when we talked about all the the pyramids and all the shit. And I'm like, all right, what do I do? What do I do? Do I do this? Do I cut it out? Do I do this? I left everything in. I said, you listen to me, I'm gonna listen to you, and everybody has a fucking fast forward button. So kiss my ass, like right. So
Fucking love you,
And-
Josh. You get the horns, bro. You get the horns every fucking day, dude. And
and
like, fuck the dumb shit.
all I'm gonna say is, this is not the podcast to come to if you want to learn about core sample drilling rates into granite using sand. That's all I'm going to say. We can have those conversations elsewhere, bro.
Or mountain
we're no
spring
experts
ocean
here.
water equilibrium.
Question mark.
No experts to be found.
Anyone who has no idea what the hell we're talking about, go watch episode 9. Well, one of the things that we kind of mentioned, like we could talk about, is like how our like social media and how our lives have changed inside of this. And I had a great example that came up just like by accident. I'll share these pictures whenever I edit this. Oh, I will say, just to wrap up the whole alien thing, AI, I did look into my claim that Beyondy guy, had proprietary software. That was absolutely true. I did not put together any kind of video that surmised and summarized what we were talking about, but I did put both of the links in the episode shit. So anybody can go find the shit and move on from here. Moving on. So I was on, all right, put you over here. I was on Facebook one day, damn it, and just browsing as I do, I came across a Vice headline. I like Vice. They, they write some cool stories, right? And the headline said, "Why Richard Pryor threatened to shoot one of the hosts of Def Comedy Jam." And I went into the chat and I wrote one word and I walked away. And then about a minute later, my girlfriend Dawn, who also has access to all my accounts, she said, "Why did your comment just get banned?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Let me go look into this." So, why Richard Pryor threatened to shoot one of the hosts of Def Comedy Jam? I wrote cocaine. Period. The word cocaine. Period. And then
Yeah.
I got the what happened, right? And I'm like, all right, well, now this is kind of curious. What does it say? It says, we removed your content. The comment may buy, sell, promote, or exchange illegal or restricted drugs. Not in any way. It's the word cocaine.
They thought you were asking for cocaine.
Or offering to sell.
Yep. So it went even deeper, right? Selling or promoting any highly addictive, non-medical, or psychedelic drug, giving instructions on how to take drugs, selling or promoting. Not in any way. It was the word cocaine.
It was an answer to a question.
It was, and it even went one page deeper. We do not allow high-risk drugs, drugs that have a high potential for misuse, addiction, or are associated with serious health risks, including overdose, as cocaine, fentanyl, heroin, content that attempts to buy, sell, trade, coordinate the trade, donate, gift, or ask, admits to buying, admits to personal use. I didn't do any of those things. I wrote the word cocaine.
Yeah. Just that one word.
So yeah, I just found it very interesting that because like I said, I just wrote the word, walked away, and then Don went, "What the hell just happened?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then I was just amused by it. Like, you literally banned me for one word. Like, I mean, I'm kind of taking it as a badge of honor. If anyone else has gotten a fucking post ban for one word, let me know, because like
That's crazy shit
feeling,
right there.
I feel kind of good about myself.
You should. I mean, that's very impressive with one word, because I asked it. We listen to music on Spotify, right? A lot of times when I'm listening to my
You're the
music,
devil.
sometimes a lot of times it is, but I'm listening to my rap list, my hip hop and rap
Because
list.
you're gangster as fuck, motherfucker.
You should see the fucking
despite
playlist this kid has, man. We got to get these things online. They're like amazing.
if you like
Well
music,
curated.
check them out. It's only the good stuff, and some of the weird shit that doesn't make any sense, but mostly it's good. So specifically, I notice it on Kanye West songs and some of the Dr. Dre songs and stuff. But when they're like, I listen to I check all the boxes on Spotify where I want to have unedited, explicit content. I have no kids. I'm an adult. There's no one listening to my shit. I just want it to be me, right? I have all those boxes checked or whatever. As far as I know, maybe there's one I'm missing. But like I'll be listening to a song and it'll be like blah blah blah, blah and it bleeps out the words. Usually, sometimes it's racial, like when they're using the N word. Usually, it's like drug references, just like you said, crack, cocaine, selling stuff, da da da. Which again is like you don't. That's why I want it to be explicit. I want that it's free speech. You should be able to say whatever you want because these stories are not selling anything. They're telling you the way that they're telling you an experience that this writer, this author made at the time. And I hate that it's edited and bleeped out. It just, I hate it. So anyway, that's my fucking
okay.
rant.
At this point, it's essentially we have the AI word police, right? There's zero context. It was the word cocaine and it got flagged. There was no context. I could have said cocaine is the worst thing you could ever do. Am I promoting cocaine? Fuck no. Anybody that knows me knows I would never touch that shit. Like, I literally smoke weed to get away from the fucking feeling cocaine gives people. Like, good God, I don't understand why people do that shit. That is like But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
That's a throwback for you, AI. So, yeah. So if you're going to just be the word police, that bothers the fuck out of me. Because now you're just going to, because if you're the word police, you're going to create a list of words I can't say, regardless of the context. And I have always had mad respect for all the fucking comedians to be able to say whatever they say in their acts. Like, they are playing character. They can do whatever they want when they're on that stage. That is their fucking expression. Do not police the words. You will fuck up this country's, like, anything that's left that's good about this country, you will fuck up if you become the word police. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. You can't, you gotta let idiots speak their minds and fucking say stupid shit.
Free speech works both
even
ways,
if those,
right? Yeah, it works both ways. You have to be able to hear things you don't agree with. There's nothing wrong with that. You can move on. You don't have to fucking comment on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Right?
what
You
happened.
just like, oh,
promoting.
that person doesn't agree with me.
You know, Doge put
Okay.
all these keywords and all these search engines and whatnot. And if there was a keyword, entire programs were stripped just because it had that keyword in it, even if it was in a positive context.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you're not talking about the best of the best. These are the laziest fucking group of people you're ever going to want running anything.
That's called the
So,
government, sir.
literally, that's exactly what we're talking about. I mean, like, that is the government. That's exactly what's happening.
That's all right. We was drained by the DOG department, and and it's running at its top efficiency, and we've drained the swamp, and everything is good. The government is running.
America is
Fine.
great again.
Ride a
Yes.
motherfucking bike.
Did you see the Dow?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, ride a motherfucking bike is now not just it's not like just some kind of movement. It's like, God damn it, bitch, you can't afford gas.
It's a necessity.
That's exactly right.
You get
yeah,
the,
gas is
You're ahead of the
ridiculous.
curve.
get that most loans that are being taken out right now are for bills and groceries, and most of those are being defaulted on.
That's
Mm-hmm.
That's
insane.
a bad sign.
I mean, recession.
Seriously, I had to get a loan whenever I had a little incident in Louisiana and I needed a lawyer. I had to like
Cocaine?
almost pay. It was never cocaine. It's never going to be cocaine.
No.
It will never
It
be
never will
cocaine.
be.
It will never
If
be
it was,
cocaine,
it was
I promise
planted.
you.
It
It
was
could
planted.
definitely be Molly.
I'm like,
It's hard to grab.
So, as I am
Yes.
going back into business for myself, I just bought a brand new fucking pickup truck, for God's sake. I've never even thought I would consider buying a new vehicle, but the market's so upside down, right? So I have this loan that I've taken out to pay for this fucking lawyer in Louisiana a few years back, and it's almost paid off. But I was like, man, I could use a few bucks to like help getting this business. There's a lot of expenses and like getting the insurance going and all this and that. And I was on the phone with this person, and I was telling them how I was transitioning from like an hourly employee, or like having that 10 W2 form, right, to being more of a 1099 employee. And I've been doing a lot of freelance and 1099 work recently, and that changed how the loan structured. 1099 people are a little more risky, right, because they work for themselves. And I'm telling her what's going on. I'm like, well, I'm getting back into business. I'm like, if it helps, man, I'm taking some classes to like, advance my career and like make myself better. And she's like, no. You want to put down that you need this money for bills and groceries. I was like, really? I said, that's where we're at. And she's like, yep. And I'm like, fuck. Like, that's where we're at.
what if you wanted to get a home equity loan? Like
That's a totally different deal. Yeah, that's a totally different thing. But I was just looking for a couple of grand, to like help, pad some bills and shit. And she's like, no, just please, you want to tell them you need groceries right now. That's what's getting approved. I was like, holy.
That's
fuck.
amazing, man. I didn't know that.
And I'm gonna say she said it in so many words, and I got it. I was like, okay.
So besides the ridiculous inflation, people are now paying interest to eat and to buy gas.
So yes, absolutely yes. And I think I've talked to you guys a few times, like about some of the books I've been reading, and this book that I'm into now is called Sacred Economics. It's about transforming that whole money system. And at the core of all of it, beyond your Rothschilds chronic, way bigger than your Rothschilds, it's the concept of interest that has fucked this system from day one. And here's why. The minute, say again.
Sorry. Nothing. Squirrel.
The minute you bring interest into this equation of like, before this, everything was barter. You just traded what you needed and everyone was fucking happy and there was no scarcity, right? But then you create this system and you create interest. And anytime you have interest, the minute you lend the money to the next person, whoever that may be, with interest, you have to go and create that new money. That interest doesn't exist. So, like I said a few episodes ago, capitalism being a snake eating its tail, the Chinese have a tail for this also. And we're at the part where the beast eats its head, like, because that's all that's left. It's now eating the services that it created. For the longest time, we were able to get by because we produced enough shit, but we don't produce enough shit anymore, like real actual shit. Now we're having to eat ourselves inside of home equity loans, and all the system is eating itself. You're literally getting loans to pay off loans to pay off loans to pay off loans.
Have you seen,
So
and this came out a few years ago, it's been recirculated, but there's been a couple different, and they've said it's probably been heard a couple different. It's one of those stories you hear, and I wrote it off because it sounds crazy, and I talk a lot of dumb shit, as we've heard over this podcast and stuff. But regardless of what I say, it doesn't necessarily mean that I believe all the dumb shit that I spout. A lot of it I filter and say, this is all dumb. I like treating life like I'm reading a fiction novel, and it just helps me make things just
and I
rose
appreciate
colored
that
glasses.
because I would like anybody that's actually it would actually like watch this for a long period of time to get that there's fucking nuance and there's some fucking we actually play with some shit inside of conversations and we don't always just say the right fucking thing. So if you're looking for that, go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not here. But and always I'm wrong and I'm stupid and none of this is a great opinion. Strong opinions loosely held, right? No beliefs here. But there's this different like CIA people, which is why I don't necessarily believe everything they say because they're ex-CIA people. So maybe they're still working for the CIA, being spooks and Wagaman, how good the CIA is at shit, right? But there's always mind ops. So then you wonder, do the people that leave saying "fuck the CIA," I don't like the CIA, what they're doing, are they telling the truth or are they continuing to be part of the psyop, right? Like did they leave but they're still, because in their betrayal and their anti stance, maybe that's playing into something the CIA wants, right? But anyway, they were saying years ago about like get out, if you can get yourself savings and money and your assets and stuff, get yourself outside of the US by 2027, 2030. And at the time, this was back in 2019, I was like, kind of whatever. But shit, I never thought we'd have the war in Ukraine, the war in Iran, the Strait of Hormuz, the spiking in our oil prices and lack of fertilizers and plastics and all this other shit that's happening right now. The spike in home prices and food shortages and all kinds of shit. Like maybe there is a problem that's happening very quickly.
It's called greed.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
I'd take it a step farther. What the book actually says is it's called scarcity. Like the minute you introduce scarcity, then you introduce comparison and competition. And if more
Right.
for me is less for you, then poverty actually becomes a bit of a dangling carrot for the middle class to be like, I just have to do enough to not become that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it just
It's
keeps
that.
that hamster on the wheel mentality. And even like the most hardcore libertarian thinkers who want to just get off the grid, you can't escape this system inside of the way it goes. You can go camp the fucking rest of your life. I don't give a shit. Like it doesn't affect anything because you're one person. Like it's like the same way as like the liberals like, well, if we can just get everyone to recycle, well, fuck off. You just preface your entire statement with it's never going to happen. You're never going to get everyone to do anything. So you stop thinking that way. Like, right. So
Right.
this
Absolutely.
the system needs an absolute transformation, and like if you will, the good news we might be getting real fucking close to rock bottom because it's about time to burn. Like there's nothing else to do. They've sucked all the marrow out of it. Like right, there's nothing left. So at a certain point, you just have to burn it down and start over. And even in the Bible, the King James Bible in Deuteronomy, there were things back when they first introduced money that once a season or once a whatever, all debt was eliminated and everyone started over. Like it was just like a game. Like it was just inside of taking care of the community.
A reverse of the purge, if you will, basically.
Yeah, that's like the purge with way less murdering.
Benevolent, if you will.
Benevolent.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Except for the
those are big words.
lenders that
benevolent.
had a great gnashing of teeth and a wailing of tears or something.
So yeah, like I
Well,
said, go ahead.
what about like I hear all this all the time, but now it's like it makes sense to see that what's happening in our lifetime is our parents saw something different and their parents saw something different. But this is some new, this is some next shit level shit that's gonna happen. And I believe that it's what you're saying. It's gonna happen, man. And it's like, who's gonna take care of the kids? Who's gonna put food on the table when the dad or the mom can't get a job, and it's just enough to cover the bills. Like, what's the next level shit to do? And are we gonna, like, to me, if we had to go back in time and live in a little house on the prairie, I'm fucking down with that shit, dude.
I'm totally to that point, man. If I have to camp the
I'm
rest of
looking
my
for that
fucking
now.
life, I'm okay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'll be all right with that. We could just live off the land, you know, like be hippies or whatever. But it's just saying, like, it's. I
So
always feel
what?
like the outsider in these conversations because I look and I'm like, I do fairly well for myself being by myself, but I'm always trying to look after the others and try to take care of the others. And because in my life, I don't count. You guys count. The people outside my door count. This tiger that I have that likes to scratch and jump on me, he counts more to me now than anything, you know, like, and my daughters, of course, my family, my daughters and my son. But what do they got to look forward to? What's the next generation? I just don't feel like the next generation of workers is going to be like the workers that all four of us are. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it'll definitely be different. Like, we're coming to the end of like the sustainability of what we've been doing. Like, even consider, like, like I said, inside of scarcity. Even when I was a kid, I grew up in a very small town. There was no scarcity of childcare, right? The neighbors watched each other's kids and everybody helped each other out. There was no scarcity of these things. And we started charging for them. Same way there was no scarcity of water in the 70s, but the minute, then they started bottling that shit, and all of a sudden there's fucking scarcity. So, my fear is the next thing they're going to do is fucking bottle air, right? And it's goddamn total recall.
Total recall. I was just about to say that. We're gonna hit the bottom of the pit. It's be ice ballers on the going. We'll be going to what's the planet in Dune? We're at Arrakis, where
Yeah,
it's like they
exactly.
go to the end. It starts raining. Great
For the
movie,
spice.
Dune.
But so
The
to
spice
touch on
must flow.
something else that you said, like, why did things seem better? Like in, like, let's say the 50s and 60s and starting into the 70s, it was because we were producing enough shit that the middle class was happy. Enough people were making enough money to keep it going. But once you're out of shit to build, and once you're out, like, ask China, like, once you're out of shit to build, man, you're just fucking pushing numbers around on paper. At that point, you're just fucking moving numbers around.
Well, we're
So,
also at a digit. We're also farther deeper than we were in the 70s because my father worked for IBM for 30 years. Digital has come so far in advance that it's past, hey, how? That's where I was trying to think when AI was talking about Josh being in the dome or whatever he's in, like the spaceship. Like, I'm waiting for Hal to start talking to Josh. Well, Josh, what is your day like today? Or something crazy. Like, that would be insane. But it's like,
I just need you to
what's
lock the front door.
door? Just lock the front door, Josh, please. But it's like we're in a digital forum where everybody believes that it's not that everybody, but for me, there's something better than the digital world. I mean, the digital world controls our currency. It controls our thought process now, like how we view the world through social media. It's just fucking weird, man. Like, get outside, man. Get the fuck outside. There's your socialist. There's your
and get it,
socialism.
like,
Yeah.
all the currency in the world is just an agreement. Just because you have
hmm
a paper dollar representing a thing, like a trinket or a token, it's just an agreement. And, like,
hmm
what countries owe other countries, it's just ones and zeros in fucking computers and, like, on display screens. Like, and it's the same deal. Like, the minute people can't pay back, the minute countries can't pay back, austerity measures, they chop your shit off. Then they just put you in. It's a debtor's prison. Countries are in
Yeah, it's like
debtor's prison right now.
it's gone as the basic economics. What are the basic economics?
Do you know what
Survival. It's like
the definition of the word economics is? Like, because
what?
it was actually in this book. It's like, and I don't have it in front of me, so I'm going to paraphrase it. The definition of economics is like studying human behavior in circumstances of scarcity.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
like built
process.
into the fucking definition. Like, how do people react when they don't think they have enough shit to get by? That's the definition of economics, and that's what we're going to build our fucking systems on, and we're going to think this shit's going to work.
Yeah. That there's not enough system. But, I mean, look at how it's interesting because I mean, and like you said, I guess it is built on scarcity, right? Because look at how the system reacts to the scarcity. Now, is that a symptom or is that or is that is that the starting point or is that a cause?
Well, the scarcity is built in the minute you introduced interest to the system, because now you have to create more than there is. It needs like a total
Supply and
fundamental
demand.
transformation.
It's a supply and demand.
Right. But you can't fix the problem inside of the problem that was, in the way that was created. You have to burn this shit down, transform it, and start with something totally new. Which many cultures have done before, and we're getting right to that point. No republic has lasted over 300 years, and we're at like 270. So, like, hold on, everybody.
Yeah.
But I love that I'm at that age. I'm like 50. I'm like, yeah, if the millennials want to burn this motherfucker to the ground, and I have to ride a bike and camp by a fire the rest of my life, I'll be just fucking fine.
It's not a bad way to live. I did it for a few months.
I feel like these younger generations are lucky that we are, like, Gen X is the age we are right now, because we're not going to fuck with them. Like, right? We're fine as long as we don't get fucked with too much. Like, just leave us alone.
As soon as you come knocking on the door, then we have a problem.
Then we have a problem. Like
a rattlesnake or, some type of...
You guys want to switch to the metric system? Go for it. I don't give a fuck. You want to do? I don't give a fuck.
Math is easy in the metric system.
I literally plan on, like, as long as we don't wind up camping and just have to burn it all down, I pretty much plan on, like, my waning years being test fucking sex robots.
That's so funny. I love you for that one, Wogman. I really do. Because I remember a conversation years ago about that percentage. I just know there's a certain percentage of money that the government's going to take from me that I'm never going to see again, and get this small percentage back that I might and might not see, that I worked so hard for. This is 40 years with the company I've been with, and I busted my ass. And I like this whole conversation about, the basic economics and what you just described economics to me was just like, that just hit me like a brick, like in the face. Like, wow, that's the total truth, man.
You're being short-sighted, Rocky. I have to say, your money is going to good use. It's going to bomb Iranian schools, hospitals. It is being put to good use.
No, the use it needs to be put to is 357 reasons. I'm going to leave it alone at that. But yeah, it's frustrating, man. It really is. That's why I didn't want to go into this. I like listening and I take shit in, and I come from a different mind frame of, I fucking rode skateboards for 30 years. I crashed my fucking head enough times as it is. And then, riding bikes and then being completely belligerent, wasted riding bikes and getting hit by cars and hitting trees and going to snowshoe mountain bike park and getting on a train line that I shouldn't have been on and casing and getting fucked up. It happens. Josh was there. I think he remembers that.
That's right. I was ahead of you.
OTB. It was an OTB moment. I nose bonked too soon. Yeah, I can't really, my brain doesn't process a lot. I have to get up at 3 a.m. I have to get ready to work. I have to make sure my cat's fed. I got to make sure I got all my ingredients to make my coffee, my turmeric, my cayenne pepper, my ginger, my black pepper, my cinnamon, my coconut milk, and my coconut water in my coffee every day. And then I go to work. I work like a fucking machine for sometimes 7, 8 to 12 hours a day. And I feel like I've earned it, and now I'm at that point. I got 6 years left. And like, listening to you guys, I feel like I got an eternity left, and it's just like, what the fuck do I got to do now? Like, what's the next level shit we're heading to, like, fuck these guys. Everything I think about, you guys just said, completed the past 5 years of me going, what the fuck? And then you just say, I'm like, yeah, that's it. We need to, if you're not watching this podcast right now, you're blind. You're blind to the facts, baby.
Well, I'll give you some good news, man. You work in an industry. You provide food for people. So 6 years, you'll be fine. You're going to be good. Like me and Chronic, we build things where we'll probably slide out of our fucking careers as the robot fucking 3D printed homes are coming in. Like,
yeah, but it's just tough, man. It's tough for me sometimes. It's because I look at guys like you, and I'm like, those are the real motherfuckers out there. I'm in here in a grocery store and I have a purpose and I'm an essential. But these motherfuckers right here, you and Josh, are ones that are, actually banging shit out, not just physically, but mentally. And you're planning your days and planning what you got to do and how everything has to be done according to the people that you're working for. Like,
you are giving my brain way too much credit right now.
Sorry.
You are giving my brain way too much credit. Like right now, like you know how many
I mean,
fucking structures I have to
yeah,
put in place just
put
to make sure
together.
I get
Yeah.
out the door in the morning.
Like the only thing I'm OCD and I'm ADHD and I might have a little autism some here and there. But the only thing I really worry about is how my bicycles are set up. That's the main thing in my life. Handlebars. Josh is probably the same way. Everybody is. But me, I'm really to the last increment. If there's a pussy hair like that thin and it's off by like that much, I'm fucked. So I have to make sure everything is incrementally done right. That's why Todd, who big shout out to Todd Hudson, Steve Wiebe, fuck Billy Mitchell, back at that. So, like everything has to be precise. And when I work, I'm the same way. And it's just like people are like, you need to stop doing what you're doing, working so hard because you're getting nowhere. And I'm like, I've been here 40 years. How long you been here? Two weeks? You know, like you have to work. You have to earn your fucking keep. And guys like you, you've earned your keep. You deserve to have a better life of living, you know? And I respect all you guys.
Well, and it's just been like, man, I just spent my life like I'd rather just fucking work than work my ass off trying not to work. Like I've worked around people that spend their energy trying not to work. It makes the day last fucking 10 times longer. Anytime me and Chronic are, if you just go in there and bust your shit out, it's fucking lunch, then we out. Like you know, we're done.
And a lot got done. And a
And we
lot got done.
barely talk about work. We fucking put the jams on. We fucking do our thing. You know,
Put the jams on.
It
Yeah,
takes something to get to that
Spotify
point.
playlists.
And I gotta say I've been lucky because I haven't had to really deal with like actually supervising too many of the younger generation. I've dealt with some people out on the road, and same thing when I was framing. I was running the crew with Chronic. Man, I never asked anybody to do anything I wasn't willing to do. And
yeah, but in this world now, in my business, it's like if you call somebody something else, it's total PC, and that's like I'm all down with the whole transgender. I'm all down with the LGBT community. I don't care what floats your boat, a biscuit you eat, a dick you slick. I don't give a fuck what you do. I'm cool with that. Like I get it, I understand, but I have to constantly. I've gotten 3 calls for calling somebody love, saying, "Hey, love, how you doing?" Because I'm a nice person. That's how I am. And they're like, "You can't say that to people." I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me? Like seriously?"
yeah, I get that.
That could have got me fired. That could get me fired after 40 years. And they were like, "Yeah,
that is where it's at."
Yeah, I know,
And
man.
I
You
knew
gotta
it.
be
Like
careful.
I saw this coming years ago. Like 20 years ago. I'm like, look, I'm gonna fucking be viewed just like Archie Bunker. Like, right. But my thing is like, look, I'm trying. Just let me know. What do I need to say? What's the word? I just want to know what's your fucking name? Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't. I swear to God, I don't give a shit who you're fucking. It's the last thing I care about.
Yeah, I don't even care, man. Like George Jefferson's my best friend. Yeah. Yeah, I love you
What do
all. I
you
love
want me to call
everybody.
you? But
Yeah.
my thing is like, I don't deal with lazy. I just don't deal with laziness. I don't give a flying fuck how old you are, because I will work circles around these motherfuckers. Like I like, and they know like the younger guys can barely keep up, but they compete to fucking keep up with me on the road. Now, don't get me
They
wrong.
do.
I might go back and soak my fucking shoulders in Epsom salts for 3 days,
Yes.
but I ain't gonna
Yeah,
let them
yeah,
fucking beat me
Epsom
that
salt.
day.
That's
Epsom
the
salt's your
difference
best
between
friend.
us. We do our complaining after the workday is done, not while we're working.
Wow, the
We work
wordplay.
hard.
So thank you for
Yeah.
reminding me. That was something that came to my brain this week. It was like the difference between Gen X and millennials. Millennials tell you that they tell it like it is, right? They tell you that they tell it like it is. Gen X, we just tell it like it is. We don't tell you what we're doing. We just do it.
Do it.
Yeah,
There's no crying over.
absolutely.
There's like really kind of like not really any crying over spilt milk, although I've been guilty of it because the workforce is just totally different from what it's been
Because
for
nobody
years.
gives a shit about your fucking wow bullshit.
You know, my other half, yeah, that's the thing. My other half says that, dude. Nobody cares, Rocky. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck about what happens to me. If I die today, the world goes on, and that's a fact. Harris Teeter's. I mean, I can't say that, but they'll just go on. We are the expandables. We're the last of a fucking dying generation. We're the last of a breed that put this fucking country together. Fuck you, Tonto. What did you do today? You went
Well,
home,
consider
played video games for 10 hours, and played Tweedledee with your thumb up your ass, trying to figure out if I was gay or not. Fuck you, man. Do your thing, but don't come in my world. You come in that clock, you clock in, you work hard, you work fast, you do what I tell you to do. And I'm not trying, I'm a nice person, and I give everybody the benefit of the fucking doubt. I'm empathetic and I understand, but when you're, and this sounds kind of like really bad to say this, but I'm not that guy. I'm just saying, when you affect my, if I'm going to build a house and you come in with that shit attitude and decide you don't give a fuck, and I'm the one in charge of that house and I don't get paid because of the shit work you do, and that house doesn't get done, and it passes upon a reputation. Josh, you have a reputation. Both you guys have good reputations as amazing builders and whatever. I have the same reputation. When someone young or somebody comes in and does something stupid, does that not set a fire to your ass?
I'll
Like
just
when
work.
they
I
order
don't say
the
anything.
wrong door for a coffee shop. Josh, I remember that night. I remember that night well, sir.
Generally, I just let them do their thing and let them talk it out. I'll just go and do their job and my job and go the fuck home and be like, okay, so I guess I don't need you for the next one.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, smarter, not harder, man. You're
Yeah,
out. See you,
I'm not
Tonto.
gonna fucking argue with someone who's trying to tell me their point of view.
Yeah. I don't. You're like, I don't have to do this. My parents, like, if your parents are so rich, why are you fucking working?
I had a kid that I worked with on the road, and I say kid, he was in his, he was probably 27, 28 or whatever, right? But he was a cool dude, man. We had a blast. We had a great time on the road together. But he always said, yeah, man, your generation like walked so we could fly. And I was like, bitch, if you think that we did any of it thinking about you, you are so sorely mistaken. Like, we were out there fucking soaring, and we didn't give a flying fuck about you and even think you existed. Like,
There he is.
Oh my God!
there it is.
And you got my shirt on. Is that Scott? That's the Hubs. That's the bear. That's the fucking grizzly bear.
The Hubs maniac.
He's
All
fucking
right.
awesome. Horns. He gets the horns every day.
We are obviously wrapping it up for the evening.
I'm sorry.
I would like to say, because we tend to end these with a little bit of sports talk, and then AI does a little thing. My Penguins are fucking hot again at the right time, baby. Going into the playoffs, and they are on a roll.
Nice.
Oh, you're talking about hockey, are you?
We talking about that hockey. Fucking, we can talk about Chronic's goddamn fucking team winning the goddamn fucking championship.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking.
Go blue. Hail the victors.
Very nice. That's right.
It was awesome. That was good. That's great.
I don't watch much hockey. I just remember Phil
No. He's
Esposito.
talking
That's
about
This was right
Michigan won the NCAA final college tournament. Basketball tournament. Congratulations to fucking Michigan.
With a former Tar Heel.
Who was the women's team was from the Big Ten as well. I'm forgetting which college it was.
UCLA.
Was it UCLA? Wow, as the Big Ten. That blows my mind. It's the Big Ten. But yeah, so the
Big Ten goes to California. Somehow.
Yeah, it does. It's big. It's very big. It's grande.
It's a big state. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
It's a big,
wonderful, big, beautiful pen.
But good. But so we've got the Big Ten with all the championships. I love it. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, go Big Ten. But back to the hockey, which normally I don't watch. I don't really care about basketball that much, but I love March Madness. I love the tournament. Usually it's a very good sportsmanship. Super fucking excited about hockey playoff hockey coming up, and trying to win Lord Stanley's Cup there. So
the Red Wings will all be watching from Puerto Rico or wherever they vacation.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not gonna.
What about the Hurricane weeks?
I got 2 weeks till WrestleMania, so fuck your sports.
Oh, see, now you're talking real sports. Okay. AI, what you got for us tonight? What are you taking?
I'm a big wrestling fan, so anyway.
I would definitely not bet on wrestling, man. That seems like a sucker bet.
Well, you said something earlier this evening, and that led me to my list of quotes.
You got a quote?
Yeah, I can't remember what you said, but it led me to this quote. We were talking about something about people basically worrying about my business. Why are you worrying about my business? I forget what it was. You'll go back and find it when you're editing it, and you'll match it to this quote. So I'm going to leave you with this quote, which is, don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about why you're worried about.
Oh, my God. That's a fucking amazing.
I think that kind of wraps up what we talked about tonight. Do
That
your
guy
own
right
thing,
there.
mind your own business, and take care of your fucking community, man.
There you go.
Yeah, dude. Take care of the people.
Like, right?
Take care of the homeless. That's what
And
we got
honestly,
to do,
God, like,
man.
if I just say, like, that is like the one thing inside of the whole, when the fascists take over, all you can ever do is think, like, right in front of your face. You can take care of your fucking neighbors. You can take care of your fucking food bank. Like, anything that's in your fucking street, on you, like, take care of those people, because that's all you can do.
Yeah,
Yep.
brother.
Take care of the ones
Kenny,
around you.
man.
Amen.
All right, fellas. Well, yeah, everybody knows where we're at. We do the the follow, the subscribe, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I've been putting some shit up on YouTube Shorts, and like I post the clips up on the Instagram, so I'll be tagging you fuckers in that.
Thank you,
Send us
Josh,
more
for
hate
having
mail.
me. I appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
man.
Can I
You're
join
welcome
this?
anytime. Come and join
Nice
us
to meet you,
anytime.
Rocky.
Yeah, man.
Yep,
Hey,
love
Josh,
y'all.
smack Hubs in the head for me, man. Tell him I love him. Hey, I like your glasses, sir. They're kind of cool. So I dig
Thank
them.
you, sir.
And I like that statement. So, hey, you need to record that and put that on your Instagram, Josh, because that's true to the word of anybody that works. That's the best closing line ever. Guys, have a good night.
All
God
right, good
bless.
night, everybody.
See ya.
Jesus
you.
saves.